Hi, I'm going to do another big sky and a mountainous type of low landscape. Uh, I've changed the angle of my board to about 30 degrees, which is probably the best angle for watercolour. The paint doesn't drop down the board as it does when it's at 90 degrees. So I hope it will work. My camera is quite a bit above my head now, but it's as square as I'm going to get it for the demonstration. And I'm using a metal easel. It's a good one, but it's got the base of it sticking out over my knees. I'll show you. You can see this bit here. I was thinking of going back to the Ron Ranson method, which is for the palette but Ron Ranson 35-40 years ago, when he developed the hake and the big brush technique, used a large tray like this. Although this paint is dry, he just dropped the paint out straight from the tube. So you've got soft paint when you need it, which is very, very good in watercolour. So I'm thinking of going back. The problem with it is, of course, that you don't use it all up, and it largely goes to waste. Also, you've got water sloshing around all over the place, and if you're working with it on your lap, like I am at the moment, it's quite tricky. So anyway, I'll persevere with the old technique. So somebody asked me my palette. Now I usually give my palette on the videos, but if they haven't watched enough of them, they won't have seen it. So lemon yellow. I'm thinking of changing that to cadmium yellow, a bit stronger. I'm not sure about the lemon yellow. Raw sienna, alizarin crimson, light red, ultramarine, burnt umber, Payne's grey, and burnt sienna. So I want a decent. Oh, I have to lift myself up on my seat, because I'm just a little that's better. And I hope I don't knock the tripod behind me. It would be ideal if I could find a tripod with a boom on it, that I could put the camera in front of me looking down, but as yet I haven't found anything that will do that at a very cheap price. Right, okay, so we've wet the paper. If this was a heavy paper, like £200, well, you probably wouldn't need to stretch it out with the clips that I've got here. It's Fabriano, £130, cold press paper. And it's 15 inches by 11. The paints are Winsor & Newton Cotsman. They come in 21mm tubes. Right, I'm going to mix, let's do a bit of a lemony yellow. And maybe a bit of raw sienna as well. Got a nice bit of background to my clouds all the way down, and I'll put in a bit of ultramarine, a good strong ultramarine. A sort of greeny tinge. Now my cloud's going to be light red and ultramarine, good dark because it will dry lighter. So just paint around the clouds. Good, nice dark on the top there. Now I don't know if this is going to work or not, but get some streaky, good dramatic sky with a lot of movement. We'll see what happens to that, and we'll. Okay. Right, I'll just re-clip the paper. I'm after an effect really, rather than a portrait of anything. I'm trying to create a dramatic sky over a landscape, but I need it really dark. A blue, bit of grey. I think I'll mix a bit of grey in with the ultramarine and the light red. That's nice and well, now the 70% sky. And we'll right, clean my brush. Bit of green in there. I don't like that Payne's grey and the yellow. Well, I've changed my mind so often. I put some red in there. It's a bit warm up coming in here. And we'll get some rocky stuff in here. Now, I don't want to overwork this, but there's always a danger. Okay, right, with the card, just knock out some peaks and troughs, and just be a bit creative. Just giving those lights back in the landscape. Okay, not too much. Very easy to get carried away with all this. Okay, clip. So with the palette, the way we've got it, you have to scrub away at the paints until they soften. Now, I'm going to, not a lot I want to do with that really, just wonder how it's going to dry. I'm going to put in some heavy greens. Well, yellow, blue, burnt sienna, not Payne's grey, but on the blue side. So let's just drop in some trees. Just coming down here. Just making this up as I go along. You see, I think the problem with beginners is that you try to be too literal, copy photographs and put everything in, where it's what you leave out is the key. As I've said many times, don't let the picture do all the talking. So now, so we're just putting all planes in here. Okay. I can etch out some of that, just put in some of this here. And then we'll more or less finish. I saw something like this in Keswick, which is the sort of main town in the Lake District. And it was a heavy sky with a heavy bit of mountain, and it was so effective. It could have only taken seconds to do, but it was such a good painting. But that is advanced, and leaving out everything is is the key to this sort of painting. You can be so literal and bung it all in and make it all crowded. You know, so I've changed all my painting setup, and things aren't always quite where they should be. Right, let's just put in some little just showing these trees here. Just could have put a bit of detail in. Right, okay, I'm going to give that dry. Take your headphones off. Now, the thing that strikes me, that's not gone quite right there. It hasn't blended too well, but I've repeated myself, but they're not exactly the same. But let's just do a little bit of wriggle work on it. I'm making it up as I go along. It's great fun, and after all, what's the point in doing it if you didn't get a lot of pleasure out of it? Let's just put some of this in, and this is still showing a bit of distance. Right, I can't do much more to that, whether you think it's a painting. Let's just get a bit of a signature. Okay, I suppose we could put a bird in. Alright, okay, so no more than that. See what it looks like. It's a piece of art, it's not a photographic copy of anything. It's very simple to do. I'll put the blue mount on it. And we'll see. So it's not very subtle, but I don't know, it looks alright. I think the sky competes a bit with the landscape, but maybe I should have brought the cloud down a bit. I'll do others in this particular style. I'm just finding my brushes all over the floor. Freddie's been up here. That's Freddie, the kitten. Well, he's about 5 months old now. I hope you enjoyed that. I'll zoom you in as best I can. Oops. Let's come down to there, and then we'll see what we've done. Okay, let's go down to the landscape. I put these trees in, banks of trees, and just to add some interest in the landscape. Now you'll see. Oh, it doesn't show up too bad there. And I've done the scraping, but I've kept it to a minimum. I've just shown some rocks catching the light in the melee. It's a sort of a Welsh hill type scene. Let's come out of that. So there you are. I hope you enjoyed that. but there's an infinite variety of things you can do with paints, and especially watercolour, and it's very unpredictable. But I think it's a better angle. It flows down, but not as dramatically as it does when it's at a more a steeper angle. I enjoy doing it. A little bit muddy, but try yourself. Set yourself free and easy. Have fun. Bye bye.